Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Jeremy from Judge Innovation Growth in the Peach Capital of the state, baby. What's up, Jonathan? Hey, Jonathan. So the other day, when I posted a short reel, it gave me the option to let members see it first for the first hour, and then it went live, and then it went to public. By any chance, did you get a notification on your end saying that there was a video posted and it was only accessible to members only? Because I don't, that's the first time that popped up that gave me that option. Did it show up on your end like that, or did you see it? So you did get a notification and you was able to see it first? Well, that's all right. See, I never seen that before, but when I went to go post that, it says, it tells me to pick my audience. Is this made for kids or not made for kids? That's normally what it asks me. If you say it's made for kids, then nobody can comment on it. So and then I said, no, it's not made for kids. And then it asked me, how would you like to publish this? Private, members only, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, that's new. So I clicked members only, and then it says, then it asked me, members only. And then it says, members will see this before it goes public. How long would you want this to run before public? And I said, So I just clicked an hour just to see. And then I done the next 3 like that. So I didn't know. So that's why I'm asking. Ooh. You can add pictures of your builds. What? You can add pictures of your builds, and I could post your pictures in. Do what now? You can add pictures of your builds, and I can post your pictures in chat. Can I get a shout out from my friend? He's in the hospital. He has Tourette's. Hello, Ralph. What are you talking about, Jonathan? Add pictures where? Members can have member pictures. We can post in the chat. I don't follow. So how do I do that? So members can have member pictures and we can post in chats. Okay, great. So how I'll have to look at it on my end to see. Give it a few more minutes, and then I'm going to show you what I've been doing today. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, man. It looks a whole lot worse than it is. Hey, little follow-up on this. This little liquid transfer pump, it pumps 6 quarts per minute. And it works out pretty good. So on your home page of YouTube, look at member at the top and add pictures there. So are you talking about the community page? You talking about the community page? Is that what you're talking about? On your home page or your YouTube, look at the member. Look at your member. At the top, you can add pictures there. You talking about on my community? Are you talking about my community page? where I post. I'm kind of interested in what's going to happen when TikTok gets banned. I don't think it will. I think it'll get saved at the last minute. The stock's still the same. I mean, the stock's still the same price. I mean, it ain't went down. Everybody's going to something red, something. I went and looked at it, and it's in Mandarin, and I don't know. I don't think so. You like TikTok. They'll look, that thing makes too much money. I don't care. It'll either get bought by an American company at the last minute, or the new administration will not enforce the ban on it, and it will stay where it's at. There is too much money. Too much money. Too much money. Too much money. No, there ain't nothing on this. That's just the way it is. TikTok on the clock, I watch like 4 hours a day. All phones come from China. What's up, JG? What's up, Hood? Keep it real. Looks soft. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. They talk about, we'll get in this in a second, but they talk about data. I mean, I can leave my iPhone laying on the table, right? And I can have a conversation with myself and say, hey, look, I need to look up such and such, or I need to look up 3/4. This is no joke. I was talking to myself. I talk to myself a lot. I talked to myself and I said, I need to get some intercooler cold air intake aluminum tubing. I need to get 222 and a halves, 245s, 290s, and at least 1 4-foot straight piece of 4-inch. If I can't get 1 4-foot, I'll get 2 2-foots. And then I need to get some aluminum 4-inch band clamps or stainless clamps with the flange, so I can band clamp everything with stainless band clamps, right? Instead of using the silicone stuff when I build this cold air intake box for the 68C10. And I also said, I said to myself, I need a 3/4 thread bung, aluminum weld-on bung, so I can weld onto the thing, right? I was literally talking to myself. Then I go about an hour later to check my social media platforms, and on Facebook, when I'm scrolling through and looking, guess what? There is what everything I was saying. There was companies, and actually I clicked on one. There was one that I found, and it was T60. It was T6061 aluminum, and and there it was, and there was nobody in here. My phone was on the counter, so yeah, whatever. I like dirt bikes. Used to race them years ago, 4-wheeler, stuff like that, but I don't heel the way I used to. I hit the ground hits back. So I'm saving for a street trail bike. Well, that's cool. I'm looking for metalworking tools like Bridgeport, 6-foot bed lay, embed, 6-foot lay, a Bridgeport. I've been looking at those. I can't even think of the name of it. Cold chop saw, stuff like that. But anyways, all right, so I'm gonna give you a little thing. So we'll get to it, been chit-chatting. So y'all keep talking. Y'all ain't bothering me. Y'all keep talking to each other. Y'all find each other a dirt bike, 4-wheeler, motorcycle, Tri-Z 250, whatever. So I took the factory tanks out of this '86 truck, Silverado, and it had twin tanks. And in those twin tanks, it had 2 fuel pumps, had 1 fuel pump on one side, 1 fuel pump on the other side. It had a transfer switch, and all that stuff. So if you fill up the tank on the passenger side and you fill up the tank on the driver's side, you can switch from left to right. You guys, and y'all not bothering me. So I eliminated both tanks. Okay. And I eliminated the transfer pump. Well, the transfer pump has a plug that has multiple wires going into the transfer switch. And then there's a switch on the dash that when you flip it from right side to left side, it sends voltage either one way or the other way. And whichever way you're sending that voltage, it will activate the fuel pump and the fuel sending unit in that tank that you're requesting to switch to. So if I'm riding on the left tank and I'm down to a 1/4 tank of fuel and I know the right tank is full of fuel, I flip the switch flips over, the transfer switch underneath the truck transfers the fuel from the valve from the one side to the other side. It sends a power signal to the fuel pump into the tank because it's fuel injected. And therefore, since it does that, then also it tells the gas gauge, hey, look, we're going from the left tank to the right tank, and it's all good. Yeah, like a 3-way. Yep, we got one. So, with that being said, I removed every bit of that. So, you got all these wires. Got all these wires that are hanging. You got all these wires. I got a few of them right here. I'm going to show you. So what rims on a CTM? Tires and size. Those the wheels you're running. 20 by 8s on the front. 22 by 12s on the back. 22 by 12s on the back with a 305 40 22 on the back. On the front is a 20 by 8. With a 245 40 20 on the front. So the front and the rear is the same OD, but the rim is different. So there's a 20 on the front, there's a 22 on the back, but the front has a 245 40 20 and the back has a 305 40 20, and so they're the same OD. All right, so here, this is the plug that went into the transfer switch, and then you have all these power. So this pink wire is from the sending unit in the dash, right? This is the main feed, right? So when you flip to one tank, I'm not gonna say left or right because I don't know which one it is. If you flip to one side of the tank, then it grabs on the pink with the black tracer. If you switch to the other tank, it grabs the pink with the white tracer, right? So that activates the gauge, right? So that's that. Well, since I don't need this, I took it out, right? So, no more. All right. So, and this is the other pigtail that goes to the other one. So I don't need this. I took it out, right? So, we eliminated all of those, and I just need to lie to the truck and tell it only has one fuel tank, one fuel pump, and one sending unit, because I put an aftermarket fuel cell in the truck. Well, by doing that, you have to find the wire that activates the electric fuel pump. You have it backwards, you dope. I have what backwards? John Buckley, you have it backwards, you dope. I got what backwards? The first number is A spec. What do I have backwards? Come on, John. Tell me what I got backwards. I'm sitting here looking at the truck. It's got a 305 40 22 on the back. The pink one, that is going to the wrong sale. I just said, I don't know which one it is because I didn't write it down, right? I said, you got a pink with a black tracer and a white with the white tracer. Go back and watch it again, and then you got the pink wire. See, I was right. You was right with what? What was you right? The pink, look here, dude. The pink wire is the main wire going to the gauge. Is the main wire. This right here, the pink wire is the main wire going to the gauge. The pink wire feeds into this, and then when you flip the switch, it feeds either the pink wire with the black stripe or the pink wire with the white stripe, depending on which tank you want. I don't know which tank it is because I unplugged it and I didn't write it down because it doesn't matter to me because I'm not using it. So didn't write down the notes, which one was pink with the black tracer, if it was the driver's side or the passenger side, or if the pink wire with the white tracer was the driver's side or the passenger wire. It's irrelevant to me. The wire that I needed to know was the pink wire. I was just saying that the pink wire with the black tracer goes to one of the tanks and the pink wire with the white tracer goes to the other tank. Where the black and white wire you need from the control board. The black wire and the white wire you need from the control board. Okay. Well, I got the wiring diagram right here, and there is no control board. So, have at it. So, now you got to figure out which wire runs the fuel pump, right? It's a 1986 Silverado pickup truck, 4.3 V6 with a turbo 400. Hey, that's okay. That's all right. He can know. Hey, I'm sure there's somebody out there that knows more than me. That's okay. But I know one thing. The truck's running. The fuel gauge works. The throttle body. I'll tell you one thing. The truck's running. The gas gauge is working. And the fuel pump's coming on. So, I must have got something right. So, on the fuse, do you have gas in it? Do you have gas in it to tail? Do I have gas in what? Lord have mercy. All right. So, on the relay, on the firewall, the relay has 4 connectors. What's up, big fish? All right, so on the connector, on the fuel pump relay, on the firewall, on the passenger side, you have pin A, C, D, E, and F. Three JGs are here. Jesus, like pulling teeth. John, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't even think you know what you're talking about. I think you got confused on something else. He ain't said, hi, Ray. Hey, Ray, what's up? It's backwards because of your camera. All right, so so the wire that actually activates the fuel pump is the tan. It could be the tan wire with a white tracer or the pink wire with a black tracer. So it says that in the wiring schematics right there. Now I have it printed off, but it's on my phone. So it says pink or black, pink and black, or tan and white. Right. So the tan and white wire is number 120. Right. So that wire goes over to the fuel pump signal. Right. Pink and black. On this truck, it's tan and white. So it's tan with a white tracer on this truck, on this particular truck. But Chevrolet put two different ones. They put pink with a black tracer or tan with a white tracer. And the number of the wire is 120, okay? So the way this thing works on the fuel pump relay is you got 12 volt battery voltage through a fusible link, if you have a fusible link. But since this truck is computer, it doesn't have a fusible link. It goes through the ECM fuse, which is 10 amps, okay? Then that wire comes out, and the number of that wire is 440, which is an orange wire that goes into the pin on A, on the relay, right? So it comes out. This truck has an ECM, so it doesn't have a fusible link. It has the ECM, which is a 10 amp fuse. So the wire comes over, it's 440, it's orange, it goes into the relay of A. All right. Yeah, we're gonna get there in a second, Ray. All right, so then it goes through that, and then it comes out on the bottom, and it is the red wire, the red test wire is number 490. I'm gonna show that to you. All right. So then it comes through and it goes out to pin D, which is 465, which is dark green with a white tracer, which is A1. And that is the 12 volt relay drive. And then that goes to the ECM, all right? So this comes over here, goes to the 12 volt relay drive, and then it goes up to the ECM. Then it comes back around, and F is 465, and it is a black wire with a white tracer, and that is ground, right? So then E is a 20 amp fuel pump fuse that comes down, and then it also ties into the oil pressure sensor, right? So you come out, it goes to the oil pressure sensor, it comes down this way. Seriously, what gauge wire? What gauge wire? It's the factory wiring harness. So then that wire comes over and it comes down, and then over here on the oil pressure sensor, it comes out of the fusible link or the ECM. It goes down the fuel pressure sensor, and it comes over and it comes back down, and then it jumps across, and then that wire goes over to the fuel pump. So the pink and black wire, 39, 12 volt ignition, and then you have, or it is the tan wire with a white tracer, is a 12 volt ignition. That wire, the tan white wire, goes to the fuel pump. So if there's three things, well, there's a few things that could be wrong. If it does not crank, it could be the oil pressure sender unit, the oil pressure switch. If it's bad, or you have no oil pressure, it will not let this close and let this circuit close, where it will send a signal. John, let me tell you something, big dog. I ain't open up nothing. You need to call GM and talk to them, because this is their wiring harness. And this wiring harness is on this truck from factory from 1986. So you need to relax with 4 X's, RELAXX, relax. So I'm going to show you. So it could be C, pink wire or black tracer, but it could be tan with white wire. On this truck, it is tan with a white tracer. Then it comes over to the ignition, to the 12-volt ignition. So when 12-volt ignition, it comes through. Once the ECM sees that it has oil pressure switch, it closes this switch, therefore it closes that circuit. This circuit comes, it realizes that's what it needs, because them arrows is like, okay, we're closed. The orange wire okay, but I want to see your wire is properly and not straight. Dude, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't even think you know what you're talking about. Then, when this thing asks us for a signal, the relay drive, the ECM sends a signal and tells it closes this circuit. Once it closes that circuit, the fuel pump signal comes on for 2 seconds, and therefore it activates the fuel pump. Yeah. John, you need to relax, man. So here is the relay, all right? This is the factory relay, all right? This right here is the port that if you wanted to service and bypass the relay and activate the fuel pump without using a relay, that is what that is right there. GM put that little connector right there in so you could service tech and you could activate the fuel pump to see if it works. All right, so right here is the wires, the orange wire, the red wire, and then there's the other wire. This is the fuel pump relay. The fuel pump relay is also tied into the oil pressure switch on the engine that tells it, hey, once it has oil pressure, it closes that, sends a signal through there, it closes the loop. Once it closes the loop, the ECM detects that, hey, we're good. It activates that, it sends voltage. Are we back? I guess we're back. Lost Wi-Fi, everything, whatever. We lost it. All right, so, yeah, I don't know what happened. Lost Wi-Fi, we come back, I don't know. But anyways, let's get back to it, and then I'll finish this up. So, that wire there goes there, so let me get the light. And yeah, the Wi-Fi went out. The Wi-Fi went out. So that's all right, we back now. All right, let me get to the other side. Yeah. All right, so there's the new fuel pump. No, it's just the Wi-Fi went out. It's fine, ain't no big deal. So that right there is the new fuel pump, and then that red wire is the wire that was on it. I tied that wire into the tan wire with the white tracer, which runs through the ECM and the fuel pressure. And then I'm gonna get up underneath here and I'm gonna show you I cleaned all these wires up. Once I get this thing on the lift, yeah, I will pressure wash everything, and then I'll wool wax the bottom of this truck. So this wire here is to the fuel pump. This is the aftermarket fuel pump because it don't have a gas tank on it no more. So wire loomed everything. Everything's wire loomed, cleaned everything up. I still have to remove the old steel lines that go from one side to the other. Once I remove I'm gonna take the bed off of the truck when I do the body work so I can paint the cab. So I'm gonna do that. Like I said, my damn light went out. My light went out, boys and girls. Oh, this has just been a cluster today. That right? All right, so that's that. All right, Ray, there's the truck. Same here. It's wool wire. I guess, I don't know. I haven't used it before, so I'm gonna use it on this truck. Would block anybody else, you say? Oh, sick 'em. Yeah, I ain't worried about it. I think that guy was just talking outside of his neck. So I did clean up these wires a little bit. Like I say, once it warms up and I can get this thing out, I'm gonna oven clean this thing and I'm gonna pressure wash the fire out of it. I did crank it up earlier to make sure everything was working. And this is the charcoal canister tank, right? And it fell down and hit the fan blade and cut through. Big fish, they are 22 by 12s on the back and 20 by 8s on the front, with 305s. 305s on the back. So there's the wheel tubs. I made those wheel tubs. So 22 by 12s on the back, 20 by 8s on the front. So long story short, if you put an aftermarket fuel pump on a truck and it has fuel injection, you need to get a Carter 9001. I think that's the number. It's a Carter TBI pump, and you can bolt it to the rail. You can bolt it to the rail right there. Right, you can bolt it to the rail. I put a piece of dynamat around it to insulate it even more. Oh, you didn't have to do that, Ray. I was about to time out him for 24 hours when we lost signal. But when I lost signal. But anyways, so that's that. I got all the wires wire loomed. I gotta secure them up to the frame rail. I did this side already. Like I say, I'm just mocking everything up because when I take it to the audio shop, I don't want nothing hanging. I just done this for temporarily, but I'm gonna drill and tap into the frame rail and put those loops there because that ain't gonna work because the floor will be there and it'll pinch it. The only thing is this sending unit in this gas tank is not GM compliant, so it's not 90 ohms. So the gas gauge works, but it's just weird because I own that out and it's not 0 to 90 for GM. It's something crazy. But you can see the battery charger's working. It's charging the battery. I cleaned all those wires up. So basically, now the exhaust is loud because it's just straight pipe. I still got to do the exhaust, but let's see if it makes me be a liar. So when you turn the switch, it has a check engine light, which is O2 sensors. Does like that, the fuel pump come on. See the gas gauge? See the gas gauge is reading crazy because it's not, the gas gauge is reading crazy because it's not 90 ohms. And I did not know that. It was going crazy and I'm like, something ain't right. And then I looked and seen where I bought it and it's got a different ohm setting. So you can buy a resistor to put in it. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy the resistor to put in it to knock it down to 90 ohms so it will go whatever. But nevertheless, that's that. It's just a 4.3 V6. It's just straight exhaust. There's no, I'll show you. I gotta redo the exhaust. So let me show you. See, the exhaust hangs down. See the frame rail? And I gotta reroute this wire here. So you see where the frame rail is hitting on this? You see the gap? You see the exhaust hanging down below the rail? It can't hang below the rail because this truck lays all the way down. When this truck's all the way down, that pinch weld is 3/4 of an inch from the floor. But it's sitting on the exhaust. So I have to cut the exhaust and then raise it up where it is above this rail. See how I've already done the transmission? I put a transmission cross member to get the transmission up. So there's nothing that's hanging down except the exhaust. So once, see the exhaust is hanging down below the frame rail. So once, and it's just straight pipe. I cut it off. See, it's right there. It's just cut off. And then I got to redo the air lines. And then the front air pockets, see how I done them? And then it's got 3-inch drop pockets with 3-inch drop spindles with airbags. So that's that. I got to order the dual alternators from JS Alternators to run 2 alternators. It has to have an alternator here and an alternator here. So they're 2 390 amp alternators. I have to close that hole up for the air conditioner. I got to close that air conditioner hole up. I got to clean up those wires. Like I say, once it warms up, I'm gonna take this thing outside. I'm gonna oven clean the fire out of this thing, and I'm gonna pressure wash the daggone fire out of this thing. I'm gonna put new valve cover gaskets on it. I'm gonna plug up vacuum lines. Yeah, that's what they make, transmission cross member. Yeah, that's what I got. I got one. I got one off of Amazon for like 75 bucks, and I couldn't build it for $75. I gotta fix all the vacuum leaks because I'm taking all the charcoal canisters off. I think he's just gonna go ahead and order an aluminum radiator with the fans and get rid of that fan, clean up the engine bay and stuff like that. But next time you see this thing, boys and girls, I'm gonna get it off the jack stands and put it on the floor after I fix that wire up there. Because I'm gonna order an exhaust kit and I'm gonna do the exhaust myself. But I got all the wires hid. Like I said, I got those Banks hose clamps coming where they shrink wrap, get this off, and I have to put these 2 bolts back in this because that's where I took this sending unit out to see, and then I'm gonna redo these wires here because I don't like them. Besides that, and then I gotta redo the air lines. These are the air lines to the tank, to the bags, so I can pump the truck up manually. But the switches work. I'll show you that. So, also, right, where the hell's it at? Where did I put it? Oh, see this button right here? Hold on a second. Let me plug that up. Hold up. It's not good to let them compressors run. Not good to let them compressors run without the engine running. Oh yeah, the belts are old. They old. They squeaking, boy. Yup, 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 yup. Sound like one of them old, ugly ass chocolate beagles. Yup, 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 yup. When these pumps stop, I'll turn it off. That gone, I don't think they're ever gonna. I'm gonna die damn to come. Now they cut off. I'm gonna die of damn carbon monoxide poison. All right, so now let me show you what I was gonna do. No, I got new belts. I got new belts. All right, so now this is what I was gonna show you. See that button right there? Right? That button right there. I gotta wire it up, but that button right there, you know what? Hold 1 second. I think I forgot to put the fuse back in. Y'all hold tight. I know what I forgot to do. I put it. All right, I got it fixed. All right, so let me show you this right here. I forgot to plug the wire up. So I put the switch in there and I forgot to plug wire up. So this switch right here, I'm gonna show you what it is. So AVS told me that if we put an auto drain, right? It's got an auto drain, right? They said if you put an auto drain, if you put 2 water traps, a water trap for each compressor, and a water trap to the tank. So all this stuff is plumbed together right there, and it's hid behind this. They said if you do that, they will they said that they will give you a 4-year warranty on this. So what I did was, is I wired that up to right here. So when you push it, that clears the compressor water traps. So that gets all the water out of the water traps and all the water out of the tank. So everything is filtered. So I save the AVS. So I get an extended 3 more years. So I get a 4-year warranty on that. No questions asked. Now, these are all plugged up, but I got to run stainless steel wires from stainless steel fittings like this. And that right there. So I'll show you. So here's the controller. So here's a switch box. Let me show you. Here's a switch box. So this is left front up, left front. This is left front up, right front down, or left front down. Look. Left front up, left front down. Right front up, right front down. Front up, front down. Right rear up, right rear down. Right rear up, right rear down. Right rear both up, both down. This is driver side up, driver side down. This is driver side or passenger side up, passenger side down. This is all up, all down. But I depin this one, and this one doesn't work, right? Right? This one doesn't. Yeah, I had hydraulics on my little truck. So this one right here, I depinned. And the reason why I depinned that one, why did I depin that one? Because I'm putting train horns on this thing. He wants train horns on it. So we're going to put train horns behind the grill. They make a kit. Horn Blasters makes a kit that will fit behind this grill, and I'm going to wire that solenoid up into that. So you can push this one. Move, bitch, get out the way, move, bitch. So, but everything else works, so I'm gonna show you. So if the air lines was run to the tanks, or if the air lines was run to the bags from the solenoid, it would work, but I'm just pumping them up manually right now to move it, right? So this is up, or up, down, up, down. So everything works. So I don't want that thing to run again. So that's that. Yeah, I got to go too. I'm going to the gym. It's 7 o'clock. I usually go at gym. I usually leave at 7. I got to go run 10 miles, and I think today I'm doing back and shoulders today. So I'll be back tomorrow. When I get back from the gym, I'll put this bad boy on the ground, and everybody can see what it looks like with the nuts tucked. And I appreciate every single one of you. And remember I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch, while speeding off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I'm out.